Edwards Air Force Base is really the aviation mecca for our nation and largely for the world.
This is the best place in the world to fly.
Edwards Air Force Base has a powerful asset that is unparalleled, and that is R-2508, an airspace that is restricted for commercial and advanced military testing. As our skies have become congested, as air travel has become a predominant means of transportation, the value of this protected pocket of vertical real estate will become even more apparent for the testing of civilian, military, and space vehicles. We are on the cusp of a new era in aviation, and Edwards is positioned to be the launching pad that will propel our civilization to new heights still unimagined. The unsung hero that plays a pivotal part in all the aerospace advances is testing.
Testing is critical because aircraft never work as designed.
The testing it's the DNA of the high desert.
Humans have mastered transportation by land and by sea, but it seems we are at our infancy when it comes to how we move through the air and beyond our atmosphere to space.
We're still flying tubes with wings in aviation after 100 years. We have spent generations getting the last ounce of efficiency out of the engines. It's time we turn our attention to the airframe and get exponential efficiencies out of the airframe.
More energy-efficient systems are also being pursued by the Air Force Research Laboratory.
Propulsion is vital to every aerospace system the United States Air Force has. When you look at our satellites, 50 to 70% of the weight of the satellite is from the propulsion system. That's weight that you have to put into space. When you look at access to space, 60 to 70% of the weight of a vehicle is the propulsion system just to get to orbit. So it's all about cost, it's all about driving down the weight, and you do that with better performance, you do that with better technologies, better materials, and yet you have to put it into an engineering solution that's still going to work. You still want the smoke and fire to come out the right end.
In 1958, the space race between the Soviet Union and the U.S. spurred our country's competitive sense.
That space race really propelled the U.S. economy to where we're the dominant economy in the world. And a big part of the credit goes to aerospace technology development and perhaps NASA for developing the technologies that help propel the U.S. economy. We're in another phase now. We need to put a focus on scientific, engineering, math training for students.
Education is the foundation to everybody's future.
The needs are there for our country. We have a generation of scientists and engineers who are going to be retiring over the next 10 years, 10 to 15 years, and we're going to need to replace that intellectual capability. And so the idea of STEM and being able to reinvest and develop that next generation of thinkers and problem solvers, not only is that a responsibility for us, but it's a wonderful opportunity.
This is for tomorrow. Their tomorrow, our local economies tomorrow, the regions tomorrow, our nations tomorrow.
Well, for the first 50, maybe 60 years of human space travel, it's been the domain of governments. But that is shifting.
NASA is passing on their responsibility for access to space.
And I think sometimes private business has a little greater flexibility in what can be done.
When you get down to more routine, repetitive work, that's where the private sector really shines. And that's when all of the costs start driving down exponentially and the reliability goes up. And now you have a commerce beginning. And that's where I see this industry.
I think at the Mojave Air and Spaceport we have people who are visionary and dreamers, and we're willing to take the risk.
I give people to succeed or fail in Mojave. I don't differentiate. If they want to fail, many of them will, because we give them permissions to try different things. But if society is going to put such tight bounds on people that you can only succeed, I will guarantee you we're going nowhere.
We've learned time and time again that we will always learn more from failure than we ever did from success.
I think we need to really think about the balance of obsession of safety with our ability to explore if we're going to continue to be an exploring species. Where does space fit in a global economy? I think that's at the root of every bit of this. And there's more computing power in an iPhone than took the crew humans to the moon and brought them home. That is a direct link to humans' investment in going to space. The ironies I found today are that cell phone that you carry in your pocket. 70% of the people on Earth have access to that and carry them. 70% of the humans' population. But the more ironic thing is only half of the people on Earth go home tonight have access to clean drinking water. So now we need to retool ourselves back on Earth. How can we continue to benefit from space and continue to increase the value of human life on Earth and the quality of human life on Earth? That's what's at the root of the entire question. But we are an exploring people. We need to continue to explore, because as we explore, we benefit the quality of life on Earth.